constant pressure. Brought to us by teams and managers including the man himself, Pep Guardiola.
We cannot replace him.
A real life tactic in football that essentially allows you to press the opponent deep in their own half to get the ball off them and obviously win the ball back as quick as you can. However, backed by popular opinion and also my own opinion, constant pressure has, let's just say, gained the title of overkill in FIFA. All the time, it can nearly be impossible to get out of your own half when your opponent has activated constant pressure. I mean, it literally feels like you're on the field trying to build up when the Watford fans invaded it after, well, you know. And backed by popular demand, there's been a tremendous amount of comments asking for me to upload a video on how to conquer constant pressure. Now this is personally how I conquer constant pressure, but I'm going to have a more in-depth, complete guide on how to beat constant pressure in the coming weeks. Today's video is simply what I use to beat constant pressure, but in future I will be doing a complete guide on how to beat it with a lot more techniques that you guys can use to beat constant pressure and get away from your opponent. As I am sure you can appreciate, videos that I like to do which are complete attacking, defending, passing, dribbling tutorials take a long time, so bear with me on that. But this is how to beat constant pressure Dylan Banks style in FIFA 23. When I'm beating constant pressure in FIFA 23, I'm simply going to go through exactly what I'm thinking and what I will do to react to my opponent activating this style of defense. Now, what I will say is, you guys need to be quick in your build-up and you need to be thinking 2 or 3 passes ahead. That is the key tip for you guys. I'm telling you now, when I coach in my academy and I notice that my obviously client is getting flustered because the opponent is pressing him, I will say to him, look, I need you to think 2 or 3 passes ahead and I need you to be looking elsewhere, not just at the player on the ball and being so tunnel visioned. After they overcome this issue of being tunnel visioned and they are thinking 2 or 3 passes ahead, they usually get out of the press nearly, I would say, 80 to 90% of the time. And that's simply because they are being ahead of their opponent and they are thinking of where to pass next, not just looking at the player dribbling on the ball. If you do this, you will find yourself in a problematic situation. And when I say 2 or 3 passes ahead, that may not mean a regular pass. What I'm actually using sometimes is, let's say, an L1 lob through ball. If that means I need to lob it over a player because I've thought of that pass 2 or 3 passes before, then do so. You just need to basically be thinking ahead. Now, another technique I want to go through is essentially looking at your map. This is crucial. Looking at your map will give you a good indication of who is free on the pitch and will essentially allow you guys to also use the previous technique of thinking 2 or 3 passes ahead, because you can look around the pitch on the map and it gives you an indication of who is free. And the third and final technique that I'm using essentially to beat press is when I have nowhere to go. I've thought 2 or 3 passes ahead, but my opponent has done well to cut them all off. I will go back to the goalkeeper. Think of it this way. There are 10 infield players on the pitch. There are 11 complete players on each side. The goalkeeper of your opponent will not mark the goalkeeper of your own, which means, guess what? He is always free. If you are caught out and you have nowhere to go, I highly recommend passing to your goalkeeper. What this will usually do is it will draw an attacker in who is marking one of your defenders. Then, guess what? That defender is free. What happens then? You do an L1 lob to that defender from the goalkeeper. The midfielder is forced to approach the defender on the ball. Guess what? One of your midfielders is free. And you consistently and constantly use this process and you pass to the player who is free after drawing the defender in, starting from the goalkeeper, mind you, as I said. And you guys will be able to get up the pitch very easily because there will always be a player free. As I said, the goalkeeper of your opponent under constant pressure does not mark your attackers. So it's a very good way of drawing them in and essentially being able to give you guys passing options if all else fails. And I say all else fails because it's not always the first technique that I go for. But that was a quick but sweet guide on how to beat constant pressure. As I said, I'm going to be doing a complete tutorial on this with many other techniques on how to do so. We're talking about body shape on the touch, we're talking about hugging the sideline, we're talking about the mat, we're talking about dribbling, we're talking about 2 or 3 passes ahead. I'm talking about everything. It's a complete guide for a reason. If you want that, smash the like button. Look, if we can hit 500 likes within this first week, I will drop that for you next week. As I said, it takes time, it takes a lot of dedication to do those videos, so be sure to help your boy out. Subscribe if you haven't already as well. And I do want to say I am coaching. If you want one-on-one coaching, link is down below. Join the Coaching Academy, vibe over there with the boys. And of course, keep in touch with the No Money Spent Road to an Event series, which is obviously dropped on this channel. And the boys are loving it too, the boys and girls on this channel. So be sure to check that out. But as always, I hope you have a good day. I'm out. Sayonara. Au revoir. Adios. Salam. Ciao. Goodbye. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, then I'd really appreciate it if you hit the subscribe button. And lastly, if you do want any pre-gaming fuel or supplement, then head over to atpscience.com, which is the first link in the description, and use the code AussieFIFA at checkout to get yourself a discount. Not only is it the cheapest way to get supplements, but it helps me out a ton, guys, so thank you.